Hello, everybody. If you can please take a seat, we plan on beginning our program for the day. Good afternoon, everybody, and peace be upon you. For those of you who don't know, my name is Hassan, and I've had the pleasure of being part of this class for the last 4 years. While some of you may know me as the president of the Africana Student Association or an executive member of Mankind Movement, others may know me as that kid who's always loud no matter what Bentley sporting event it is. And if I'm not doing that, I'm making sure to referee intramurals so I can rig the games so my team can win every single game. Sorry, guys. Despite all that and my continuous involvement on Bentley's campus for the last 4 years, my biggest accomplishment has been and always will be being a devout Muslim. So when being asked to give this year's welcome and invocation, it was without a doubt I'd take up that opportunity. I want to start off by sharing a story of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, that highlights the importance of community. The Prophet Muhammad was once speaking to his companions about the sense of community and described it by saying, "A believer to another believer is like a building whose different parts support each other." The Prophet then claps his hands with the fingers, interlaced it, and continued to say that mutual kindness, compassion, and sympathy are just like one body. When one of the limbs suffers, the whole body responds with wakefulness and fever. I am one that will forever appreciate the sense of community because I'm a true believer that there is strength in numbers. Regardless of the fact, I bring this up because I want us to continue to adhere that sense of community even after we graduate. That last 4 years, 46 months, 200 weeks, 1,400 days, and 33,000 hours of knowing each other doesn't stop here. And with that continuous love, support, compassion, and sense of community even after we graduate, Bentley's class of 2022 will continue to be a force to be reckoned with. With that being said, I would like to lead us in prayer. I will first read a translated verse from the Holy Book in Arabic, followed by a different prayer in English. Afterwards, we'll leave a pause for a moment of silence to give you time to pray in your own phase. Feel free to bow your head or close your eyes. And hold firmly to the rope of God all together and do not become divided. And remember, the favor of God upon you when you were enemies and he brought your heart together and you became, by his favor, brothers. And you were on the edge of a pit of the fire, he saved you from it. Thus does God make clear to you his verses that you may be guided. O God, we thank you for giving us another day, and please allow us to live to witness so much more. We thank you for this monumental accomplishment we are experiencing, and we hope we live to see many more successes. Oh God, allow us to meet hate with love. Please allow us to be forgiven while forgiving at the same time. Please soften our hearts. We ask for strength and peace. We ask for freedom from fear. Please put your blessings upon us and continue to guide us as we go into this next walk of life. Thank you. I now welcome Dr. J. Andrew Shepardson, Dean of Students, to the stage.
Thank you, Hassan. Welcome to Commencement Weekend at Bentley University. This weekend, and the past week many of you spent together, will be full of memories that you will long cherish. After years of hard work, full of ups and downs we could never have predicted, you have achieved the goal you set for yourselves when you first arrived at Bentley. I can still recall the excitement and the anxiety that marked my graduation from college. I was excited to start a new phase of my life, to be truly on my own and to chart my own course. I saw so many opportunities before me, yet I was anxious about leaving a place that I had called home for 4 years, and anxious about saying goodbye to incredible friends, including the faculty and staff that had guided me. I was afraid with so many opportunities in front of me, would I choose the right path? Was I truly ready to be on my own? We gather today at this showcase to assure you, you are ready. You've had transformational experiences that will give you the knowledge and understanding to help you chart your own course. Your university education at Bentley challenged you and made you think about the world differently than you did before. You learned creative ways to approach problems and develop new knowledge. Our expectations were high, and you deservedly met them, and you will soon be called Bentley University graduates. This afternoon, you'll hear from your peers whose experiences you've chosen to hear more about. We will honor some of the incredible accomplishments of your classmates. A senior will perform, and at your request, a beloved professor, Kiana Pierre-Louis, or KPL as she is known, will share her thoughts on your graduation. I hope by the end of this showcase, you come away with a few key understandings. Number one, you deserve this accomplishment. You worked for it in person, remotely, hybrid, and finally back to in person. You figured it out, you rose to the challenges, and you made it. Know going forward that life is always going to present challenges to you, but the time you have spent at Bentley will prepare you for life's curveballs. Number two, while you accomplished a tremendous amount, you did not do this entirely on your own. You are likely sitting with some of the family that helped get you here. You may be sitting near the friends that provided that extra amount of encouragement that you needed. And you can see in this arena and beyond the faculty and staff who are here to guide you. Take a moment this weekend to thank them, send a text or an email, or better yet, say thank you in person. And number three, know that you're an important member of an amazing group of individuals that come together to form the class of 2022. You are linked together long into the future as members of a special institution and during a particularly memorable time in our history. I got to see this week just how special those bonds are and the fun that you can have together. Nourish those bonds, stay connected to each other, and please stay connected to Bentley. We need you, and we want you to be a part of our community. Thank you for all that you have done as a class. As your Dean of Students, I could not be more proud of you and all that you do. Cherish and enjoy these few hours we have left together. Thank you. And now I have the honor, along with my colleague, Dr. Rick Okus, our interim provost, of acknowledging this year's Senior Award winners. As we announce each recipient, we ask them to stand. Please hold your applause until the end so we can congratulate all of these impressive students together after reading all the names. Aaron Buckmeyer, the Dr. Kathleen Yorkis Award for Significant Contribution. Andrew Brzezinski, the Edward J. Power Scholar Athlete Award. Chase Davies, Female Athlete of the Year Award. Taylor Haynes, Outstanding Involvement Award. Hassan, Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Award. Daniel Cody, the Dean's Award. And Jordan Mello Klein, the Male Athlete of the Year.
And I'm pleased to introduce Isabella Burrell, winner of the David A. Fido Award. Next, we have Aidan Kremens and Emma Waldor, both recipients of the Delta Sigma Pi Key Award. Rona Majerski, Emerging Alumni Leader Award. And Abraham Sharuz, the Robert J. Weaver Award for Undergraduate Excellence. So I'd like to ask all of our winners to please stand. And everyone, please join me in a round of applause to congratulate these students on their outstanding accomplishments. Congratulations all. So now I'd like to invite Kiana Pierre-Louis to deliver the faculty address to the class of 2022.
Good afternoon. I am truly honored and humbled to be here with you today as your faculty speaker at this year's Senior Showcase. This is my second time as the faculty speaker, and I cannot express enough how truly honored it is to be nominated again by the students. I want to thank the 2022 Senior Class Cabinet for this incredible honor, and I hope I make you proud. When I was told that I was nominated to speak this year, I was a little shocked, as I technically left Bentley. However, I quickly realized this is a beautiful way for me to say goodbye to some of my favorite humans on campus. It is no surprise that the students at Bentley have always been my heartbeat and largely the reason I stayed so long. You all have been truly my air and have kept me afloat for so many years. So what better way to say goodbye? Here is my swan song to you. Now I know some of you expect me to talk about social justice, diversity, equity, inclusion, justice, and belonging, and I won't disappoint. That will come a little later. What I want to talk about today is success. I know each of you would like to graduate tomorrow and be successful. But what does success really mean? I bet if I took this mic to each of you out there, you would define success differently. Some with an overlap. Some will say, become rich, get a job, have a career, have a family, travel, do nothing. Success varies. However, I will offer to each of you today that you are already successful because whatever you did to allow you to sit here today, you are success. For some of you, the journey to graduation was not easy, and maybe some of you barely made it. However, you did it. And whatever got you here today, your journey is your own, and it was successful. So let's take a couple of seconds to applaud your success. To me, success is knowing that things have not always been easy and access has not always been granted, but you made it through anyway. I am a firm believer that when opportunities and doors close, they are not meant for you. Most of my students look at me and think, KPL has it going on. She is the definition of success. Thank you. Well, let me tell you a little story. My journey has been filled with a lot of twists, turns, hills, roadblocks, and tornadoes. You get my point. My father wasn't in my life growing up. He was a drug addict and an alcoholic. My mother did the best she could, but it was hard for her because she was a young mother. Thank goodness for grandparents. Together with my mom, they collaboratively raised me. I went to school in the inner city until about 4th grade when I was accepted into the MECO program. From 4th grade through high school, I went to school in Brookline. When I entered 4th grade, not only was I one of a few black kids in my class, I was extremely behind in my academics. I didn't even know my multiplication and division. On the other end of the spectrum, when I came home from school, I was relentlessly teased from going to school in a white neighborhood. Friends, as well as non-friends, wondered if I thought I was too good, wondered why I was talking proper, and so on. I also came very close to being initiated into a gang. I pulled through Brookline Public Schools with hard work, determination, and was eventually accepted into Bentley College through the contractual admission programs, or some of you know it as CAP, or know it as STEP. Now, if I'm being honest, I wasn't very happy about what I deemed as a conditional acceptance into Bentley. I felt it was yet another reminder that people were unsure if I could make it. And although that was partly true, I was determined to flourish. I graduated Bentley on the Dean's List and as a member of the Falcon Society, and was eventually accepted into Suffolk University Law School. Barely. Again, I had to prove myself. I had to sit down with the admissions director at Suffolk to pitch why I was a good candidate for their school, because I didn't do well on the LSAT. I went on to graduate Suffolk Law cum laude. Thank you. Thank you. My professional life was not easy either. I decided not to take a job at a top law firm for various reasons, and eventually opened my own law firm. Starting your own business is far from easy, and in the beginning, there were some struggles. But eventually things turned around and we started to do well. Then I had babies, and those babies came with some issues. I had 2 high-risk pregnancies. Both my children were early, and my son almost didn't make it out of labor. My daughter has severe allergies, sickle cell, and some learning disabilities. My son has some autoimmune issues, chronic and severe eczema, and vitiligo. So as a busy working mom, I had to make a choice. At that time, I was already teaching part-time at Bentley, so I decided in order to be more present for my kids, I will close my firm and shift to teaching full-time. However, a full-time teaching position took me 5 years to obtain. So as a part-time adjunct professor, you do not make a lot of money, so I had to go on assistance to feed my family. This was devastating for me. I had a Juris Doctorate, and I was a pretty good teacher, but I had to go on public assistance. I was angry and depressed and started to believe all the people who said I would never make it. My mental health took a beating, and you know what? That's okay for me to say. I didn't realize it then, but this experience was setting me up for the future. Trying to prove myself to others taught me to fight. It taught me that things weren't going to be handed to me and that I had to start controlling my own destiny and fight for what I wanted. Here is the thing, though, about fighting to prove yourself. They leave scars. I know now that I will always battle with the voice in my head that says I am not enough, but with support, I know I can persist. Now, this journey wasn't easy, and every experience I went through was molding me into the person I am today. As I stated, I had several dark days, and may have several more. Acknowledging this and being honest about this is part of that healing journey. I want to let you know that the scars I have are my battle scars, and they make me the human that stands before you today. I have empathy when I need it, but I will always challenge when it's necessary. Many of you have been on the receiving end of many of my pep talks, some gentle, some not so gentle, but all out of respect, admiration, and the potential I see in each of you. Whatever trauma comes your way, grieve the trauma and the hurt. Feel the pain, but do not let it stop you. As Oprah stated, there is no such thing as failure. Failure is just life trying to move us in another direction. Or, as Michelle Obama stated, who I like to call my auntie, instead of letting your hardships and failures discourage or exhaust you, let them inspire you. Let them make you even hungrier. I look at my life now. I am the Assistant Dean of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion at a top-ranked law school. Thank you. I am a newly elected Select Board member in the town of Sharon. And I own a successful D&I consulting and education company, and I've been honored with several awards and honors. I am a badass. Going through these things allowed me to understand a few things. One, those feelings of failure and doubt, I am not alone. And two, I have something called imposter syndrome, which is loosely defined as doubting your abilities and feeling like a fraud. Women, often women of color and people of color, get denoted with this thing called imposter syndrome. I have and continue to suffer with this. This issue with this designation of a syndrome, when somebody has it, it needs to be fixed. That fix is usually something individualistic. However, the feelings of discomfort, second guessing, and mild anxiety that, again, a lot of women, women of color, and people of color feel are due to systems based on white, Eurocentric, masculine, heteronormative norms. We suffer because we are in environments and systems based on racism, classism, xenophobia, homophobia, and other biases. Constantly trying to fit into a system that was built to exclude us propels these feelings to the forefront. Therefore, it is not the individuals that need to be fixed, but the systems that need to be fixed. Into environments that foster different leadership styles and where diversity of race, gender, gender identity, sexual orientation, class, religion, differing abilities, age, and socioeconomic status are not just included, but valued, respected, and honored. Think about my pitfalls. My access to education before 4th grade was downright deplorable. That played into me playing catch-up. My socioeconomic status, my zip code, my gender, and my race played into how people saw my success. You see, the system set me up to fail, so my success is constantly beating the system. I am no longer going to let a system based on oppression define what success is for me or for you. Now, did this hurt me in my life and career? Yeah, but I'm proud that I used my voice, my platform, to try and dismantle the systems. This is my success. Please do not get me wrong. Fighting the system is not easy. However, I stand today and charge each of you as you sit in the privilege of graduating from the esteemed Bentley University. Use that privilege to help fight. You all know better, so do better. Create access when there is none. Go beyond inclusion and think about belonging. Always look at things with an equity lens. Don't just make an opening in the wall, knock the whole damn wall down. Equity, access, impact should be your mantra. You are the generation that is going to effectuate change in this society. You are ironed with knowledge that I wish that I had at your age. Do not waste it. Will it be scary? Yes. Will you be scarred? Maybe. But as Angela Davis stated, you have to act as if it was possible to radically transform the world, and you have to do it all the time. Thank you. I love you. Congratulations. So our first student speaker is Nandini John, who will now share a reflection. You could clap now.
One of the greatest Jain monks said, Samyak vat jnanam jnanat sarvapabho plabdha uplabdha padarthe punaha shreyo shreyo vijanati. Meaning, without right faith, there is no right knowledge. Without right knowledge, there is no virtuous conduct. Without virtues, there is no deliverance. And without deliverance, there is no perfection. Respected faculty members, fellow students, dear friends and family, a very warm welcome to you all. My name is Nandini Jain, and I am here to address you in the best way possible I know how. But first, let me take this moment in. Class of 2022, we made it. We waited for this day to come, counted down hours, minutes, and seconds, crossed 1,300 days of our undergraduate calendar at Bentley University. And now that it is finally here, I'm imbued with mixed emotions. From a year where we were wondering which major to pursue to a year of unexpected development of COVID-19, where the shift happened into virtual classrooms to now, sitting here with our beloved people as we are graduating, our class faced a lot in times of turmoil when half of our college experience was taken away from us, again, thanks to the pandemic. But in the end, it is about this. As we look to our left and right, sitting next to us are the same people with whom we spent the last 4 years of our life, in person as well as virtually, now ready to take a leap into the future together. Wow, being an adult is not easy. We might have a vague idea of where we want to be in the next 10 years, but not entirely. We don't understand how anyone could be so sure of themselves or where they're headed. Where is the map, we wonder? Where is the rule book on waking up tomorrow? Because all of a sudden they say that you're supposed to be an adult, and this is going much too fast. But it is okay to be confused or unsure. We don't have to have all these answers just yet, at least not today. And tomorrow when the sun goes up and the party is over, it will hit us that there will be no 8 a.m.s, no more hangout sessions at La Cava, and no more parties at Collins Hall. So hold on to today's charm for as long as you can, because graduation is not just a few hours that we have to celebrate. It's a feeling, it's a journey. So do not go gentle into the good night, party hard, and celebrate the class of 2022. You have earned it. We have certainly come a long way as individuals and as a batch. And as Winnie the Pooh said, and I quote, "I can't help but think how lucky we are to have something that makes saying goodbye so hard." It is only befitting then that I dedicate today to thanking everyone who left a positive impact on this chapter of our life's journey. Our professors who made us future ready as we equip ourselves and get a degree or two hotter today. Friends who burned the midnight oil with us and made the Monday blues more bearable, you know who you are. And on behalf of the class of 2022, I would like to thank our parents for all the sacrifices you made to shape us into who we are today. A big shout out to my family who's come here all the way from India, Mama, Papa, Bhaiya, Amma, Baba, Nana, Nani, who are watching me virtually. Without your relentless support and unconditional love, I would not be here. I am who I am because of you all, and I'd like to say that I love you. I remember getting annoyed when my family said that my family was not letting me come back to the US when Bentley started the hybrid schedule. But later I realized that they did it out of love and care. They wanted me to be safe and not fall sick, and I appreciate it, really. It made me understand the importance of relationships and not to take anything for granted. Cherish the moments you have today because you never know what future has in for you. That being said, thank you so much, class of 2022, for all the memories and for friends that have become family. God bless you, and I hope you achieve whatever you wish for. We will now have a musical performance by Sameer Tolani, in which we remember those who we have lost during our time at Bentley.
Hey guys. Bear with me. We just came back from the Bahamas.
If I could reach the stars, pour one down for you, I'd shine it on your heart so you could see the truth. And this world is mine, in this kingdom we made. Till then I'd be a fool, wishing for the day that I would change the world. I would be the sunlight in your universe. You would think my love was really something good, baby, if I could change the world. If I could be a king, even for a day, I'd have you as my queen. I'd have it no other way. And this love would rule in this kingdom we made. Till then I'd be a fool, wishing for the day that I would change the world. I would be the sunlight in your universe. You would think my love was really something good, baby, if I could change. Baby, if I could change the world. And I would change the world. I would be the sunlight in your universe. You would think my love was really something good, baby, if I could change. Baby, if I could change. Baby, if I could change the world.
Thank you. Student leader Rona Madritsky will now continue with student reflections.
It's May 1st, 2018, Decision Day. I proudly wear my Bentley gear as I walk into the halls of my small town, Ohio High School. No one quite knows what that weird blue shield with the big B on it is. Bentley? Never heard of that. Everyone would always ask me, why are you going all the way over there to Waltham, Massachusetts? What are you going to do out there by yourself? I would always give the same answer. Oh, it's one of the best business schools in the country, and since I want to swim in college, I'm going to swim there too. At that time, Bentley felt like home the second I stepped on campus. I remember being absolutely mesmerized by the snow falling outside of the library, feeling as though I was in a fairy tale. I knew that when I would go here, I would go to class all day in the morning, go to practice in the afternoon, and study in the library all night. I was determined to be the most smartest, put-together student on this campus. I wanted to belong here and prove that everyone back home that I could do it. Be on my own across the country, get good grades, and swim fast. Now, at the end of this journey, I can't help but reflect on that question and how differently I would answer it today. Being at one of the best business schools wise, that is definitely true. I was pushed a lot academically with the GB's freshman year, accounting sophomore year, and finance the rest of the way through. I had great resources and mentors to guide me and support me. I even got the opportunity to go into Boston once a month and visit an investment management firm and be a mentee to an equity research analyst who answered my long list of questions. Swimming-wise, I was pushed right from the start. Morning practice, morning lift to an afternoon swim after class was intense, but it forced me to budget my time and focus on what I needed to do for my body. I also got the opportunity to fall in love with the sport all over again after the pandemic took away my junior season. Even though it wasn't easy and it wasn't exactly how I pictured it, my senior season was the cherry on top to a 13-year career in the sport. More importantly, Bentley gave me a home away from home. Once I found my footing and I found my people, I was right where I belonged. I didn't have to be put together all the time. I could have fun and do silly games on the green space with my orientation team. I could sing and dance during swim practice with my best friend. I could tutor fellow younger athletes and be a trusted resource for them whenever they needed. I could go out to the athletic fields on a nice warm spring day and play a very competitive game of ultimate frisbee with a few guys on the football team who could easily take me down any second. I could explore Waltham and Boston with my friends, discovering the city's hidden gems. I could go get ice cream after a whole day of studying and just relax. Sure, Bentley gave me everything I needed to learn and grow as a student and as an athlete, but it launched me to the next stage of my life as an independent and well-rounded person. Now when people ask me why Bentley, I won't just say best business school or where I swam in college. I'll say home away from home, where my people, fellow students, professors, staff, and coaches are, where I learned some hard lessons in how to live on my own, where I was able to just be me. Thank you, Bentley, for what you've given me and what you taught me. I know I will still wear that weird blue shield with a big B on it with pride, no matter where I go. Thank you. I would now like to introduce Harrison Weiss to share his student reflection.
Hi, I'm Harrison. The reason I came to Bentley, the reason I think most students come here, is the workforce results of the programs. You come to Bentley, you leave with a good job to start your life. I have seen this emphasized in the classroom throughout my coursework. Students ask what is most applicable to their careers, and professors stress topics useful for the real world. As per our old motto, Paratus, we obsess with preparing to enter the real world, a point we supposedly reach tomorrow. This implies that we have been living in some type of bubble, a state separate from reality. I reject this notion, as I cannot possibly think of anything more real than what I have experienced over these past 4 years. In the information age, our generation cannot ignore the size problem. With the ability to know all the crises going on at any point with the nearly 8 billion other people in the world, it is so easy to feel as though our lives lack importance, that nothing matters. While we can temporarily take comfort in this to ease stress, this nihilism is not compatible with the human condition. We crave connections and impact and still feel emotion and care about our struggles, no matter how small they are. Despite how big the world is, we cannot escape our experiences and feelings. And the primary driver of these are other people. Individuals build our friendships and our romances, cause and solve our problems, indulge in our successes, and share our failures, give us outlooks to look forward to, and influence our life experiences day in and day out. This is what's real. This is what matters. And Bentley brought 1,000 of us 4 years ago together to accentuate and accelerate this episode of our lives. Throughout my time here, I witnessed how much impact members of our unique community can have. An orientation leader lays the foundation for 24 new students' college experience. 2 or 3 committed peers start organizations that are the cornerstone of lives for years. We put on concerts, galas, musicals, performances, and all types of events that forge some of the best memories of our lives and set the tone for years of Bentley students to come. On such an involved campus, everyone here has carved out their niche in the community, and their actions make or break others' time here. For me, I started to see people react positively to my daily activities. Whether it was diagnosing a tiny issue in someone's code at the sandbox, fixing a campus group registration for a senior event, or building momentum in an initiative with SGA, I could see my small role making a difference in people's lives. Working with this class, participating in my organizations, it has made me realize what I do matters. Nothing that happened since the fall of 2018 compares to the people I met here, people I am proud to call my closest friends. They unwittingly assure I keep living my life, giving me so much to look forward to and countless stories and memories. They carried me through my darkest moments and ensured I celebrated my moments of glory. The college adventure, whether you consider it the real world or not, ensured I met these people and allowed us to explore ourselves enough to live these stories. Our college lives happened, are very real, and matter more than we realize. I am so appreciative that I joined this community. Those that lived on this little carved out hill in Waltham helped me figure out a bit more of myself and taught me how to better live my life. Before Bentley, I lacked confidence in almost every way possible, but being here has given so many real experiences, real challenges and successes, and real friends and mentors that I could not deny the spot I have in the Bentley community. I treasure my time here, and I'm honored to have had the opportunity to speak here today. Thank you to the class of 2022. Priscilla Bebo will now share her closing remarks.
Hi, everyone. Before I begin, I want to give a quick shout out to the previous speakers. You all spoke wonderfully, and I was inspired and encouraged by your words. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Priscilla Bebo. I'm here to say some final words for our senior showcase, and after this, you're all free to mingle and connect with friends, family, faculty, and staff before our class enjoys the rest of our nights at Falcon Finale. Wow, I have to admit that even saying that this is the last talk of the night is a little unsettling. The even scarier part is the unknown that comes after tomorrow. In reflecting on this concept of the unknown, I realized and remembered that I went through something personal in my time at Bentley that relates to this idea. I was a member of the women's lacrosse team, and during my time on the team, I tore both of my ACLs, one my sophomore year and the other my junior year. These injuries resulted in me gracefully leaving the team, which led me to not know what senior year was going to bring me without lacrosse, which has been an important and crucial part of my identity. Though I was unaware of what the year was going to bring me, and honestly a bit terrified, it ended up being the best year of my life. Yes! I made new friends, rekindled old friendships, and found a new passion. I even painted a mural. The point of me sharing this story is to demonstrate to you that not knowing the future can bring a lot of anxieties and that scared feeling I previously mentioned. We have a tendency to think the worst outcomes and usually ask ourselves questions like, what if we don't become what we want to be? And what if we dislike our jobs? Well, I encourage us all to switch it around and ask ourselves, what if we find incredible and beautiful new parts of our identities? And what if we absolutely love our jobs and meet impactful people through it? Rather, the unknown shouldn't be the scariest part, but maybe the most exciting part. I hope this mindset allows us to challenge ourselves, try new things, inspire others, and stay curious. Please use tonight and tomorrow to reflect on where we've come from, who we are now, this beautiful moment together, and all the wonderful and joyous things that come from our future unknowns. Thank you for being a part of our senior showcase, and with this time, please enjoy each other. Cheers, class of 2022!